time to tell about it from my experience, and I wanted to tell it because a lot of comment were there on my YouTube channel also that is college degree required, because now in India also students are thinking, why is college degree required? See, most of us know in India what's the quality of education you get in a engineering college. I'm not telling about the IITs and all, and IITs and all also, the education is not of that quality. The main thing is that getting in is very difficult. So this that much rush is there. Getting in is very difficult, and so the companies are also coming there a lot because they think that the top brains of India goes there. But the what I have heard, the education is not that much good there in those institute also, not of the Oxford level. Okay, so that is one thing. And we all know what's the cases of tier 2 and tier 3 colleges. They don't even have a good computer labs, although they will charge you around 6 lakh rupees for a 4-year course, around 2 lakh per year. Even a bad engineering college will charge you around 2 lakh rupees per year, and you have to pay 6 lakh rupees. After that, you will get a 15,000 job, a developer job in a mass recruiting company. So mass recruiting company, we all know which are the mass recruiting companies in India. You don't even need, and they don't even need developers. Okay, so the thing is that that's none means what are the options available, and why is this suddenly this rush is there that no college degree is required, no college degrees, from where it came? So actually, it all came from the US. US is the main technological hub. It is the main hub for technology in the world. So US, every means all the Facebook and all the things, the dot com bubble and dot com, all those things are started from the US. All this thing, all the inventions of the, from computers to Apple to Microsoft, everything started from the US. So everything starts from the US only. And most of us works for US companies only in India. Most of us works either for US company directly, or we work for some projects in the US company, projects from US company. Even those mass recruiters also, the 90% business comes from the US. So so what happens means, it all happened from the US. So in US, what happened? So let me share something. Let me start sharing my screen, so it will, why it started in the US, why it started in the US in the first place. So let me share my screen. Okay, and see, here's what started. The universities suddenly were very costly, not this one. Okay, whatever it is there. So US what started, the degrees were suddenly very costly. Means even I was reading some of the thing, means some article I was reading, and it is been told that in US the average cost is around $60,000 per year for top universities. Okay, and I know it is around $26,000 even for public university. And you know how much average person in the US earns? Means they earn around only $19,000 or $19,000. A lot of people there work as a waiter or something, and they earned around only $19,000, and they were very on the lower end of the pyramid. So what happened? They wanted to go get up. So how did they get up? So they used to get up by doing these degrees, these software jobs. See, software job doesn't require any college degree or anything. It doesn't require anything. Literally, it doesn't require anything. You, lot of people say it require maths and all those things. A web app developer doesn't require those things. Even ML and all those things which they say it require a lot of maths and all. No, 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 no. Nothing is required. They're all myth. Nothing is required. So that was happening in the US. A lot of people were not able to go to do the college degrees. Why not the college degrees? The college is very, very costly, 100 times costly than what is in India. It is very costly in the US. So what they came out, and at the end of the day, they saw that there are founders who have no degrees. Even I have read Steve Jobs biography so much, so many times, autobiography, and he also dropped out from the college because he was thinking he's wasting his parents' money in the 90s. So that's why he dropped out of the college. He's wasting his middle class parents' family in the college. In US also the same thing is there. After 4 years of college, but US one thing more is there. US after 4 years of college, you will be in so much debt means you will have means they all take bank loans that for the next 10 years you have to pay. So people don't want to do that in the US because it is so costly there. So they directly do some boot camp or something, or learn on their own and go to this companies. And now what happened in the US, all the big companies is FANG is Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. They have given up. So what happens in the IT industry? Whatever they say, that goes down. They are the top companies, FANG companies, all over the world. So whatever they say, it goes down. So they told around 2 3 years back that they don't know degree, no problem. So they told that this article is about that, and I know there is no degree requirement in fact, not also in the US, and not also in India. All FANG companies are operating in India. Every company will operate in India. It is very profitable to operate in India. We all know. So uh, that's why they have given up that thing. And whenever this FANG company says something, it ripples down the whole pyramid. They're at the top, and it ripples down the whole pyramid. They're at the top of the pyramid with a less number of jobs, and it ripples down everything from there till the end. So in the US, when they made it like that, all the startup US, the thing is that there are only 2 3 type of software jobs, and in India there are a lot more. So US fangs are there, and startups are there, and financial institutes are there. Financial institutes, I don't know much, means I don't think they also require a college degree nowadays. So FANG say that they don't need college degrees, and startup also say, startup anyways, it was not required in the US. The startup ecosystem, it was not required. Only you should be talented, and you should be hardworking enough, and you should be passionate enough for coding, and it was required. So that happened, and there suddenly a lot of stories started to come out, like from a waiter to a ex-bartender waiter who is a developer. So a lot of stories. See, this type of stories are so much in the US, so much that every second the US and the European countries, this kind of stories, because even in those countries, these waiters, bartenders, these friars, they earn very less. Literally, they earn only $20,000. I think I have shown this thing. Only $20,000 is very less. $20,000 they earn per year after tolling for 8 hours. So they earn very less. And the software developer's salary, even a starting software developer's salary, started from $40,000. So they all started to learn web development on their own or through various resources, and started becoming web developers in the startup world, or learning DS and algo, and all those things, and going to the FANG company. So that is the thing. Yeah, in FANG companies, you need to know all those things also. Instead, so the development also needed to, you also need to know React.js and all those things, and you also need to know your DS and algos, and that is a thing which I don't like, but that is there because everyone cannot work for the FANG, so they have to make some criteria like that to filter out people. So they have made that DS and algo, which is not required anywhere. That is a different topic altogether. So now what happened, this happened in the US. So if we are getting a lot of stories like this, and these stories actually uplifts the company. If a guy like this write this thing, how much publicity his software company will get, how much publicity his startup will get, those things are very important, and company knows this. If some stories like this published in the, for a Google employee, Google, everybody will say Google is such a good employer. So this kind of stories meant a lot to people. And so this was what happened in the US. People don't want to do the degrees because they're very costly, and they don't want to pay for 10 years for that degree, which even in the US it doesn't fetch them much, because degree teaches nothing anywhere. It is US or India, the situation is even more pathetic. So the the colleges, the tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, As I've told, they have nothing, means they have no infrastructure, no faculty, nothing. They will only teach the theoretical knowledge which is out there. And I don't know why we teach so much theory in colleges, means whatever, means even the IITians I have seen, I've taught many IITians also, and all those things, means no college is practical. I don't understand. In India or in the US also, nobody teaches practical, nobody teaches means coding. They will teach all theory, 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 theory. What is this some kind of joke going on? Means you're teaching theory for 4 years. What is this? Why do you teach so much theory for 4 years which is not even used anywhere? Why do you teach Java which is not even used anywhere? Why are not you're teaching JavaScript which will be there for the next 10, 15, 10, 20, 30 years, and a person will get a job? Teach JavaScript. I'm not telling you to teach React or some framework. Teach JavaScript. Just teach JavaScript. So that is a different thing. So now I'm coming back to India. So India, what happened means, see, India, the college education is not that much costly. Means in comparison to the US, yeah, India also we have most people, middle class people have a lot of money. It is not like that. So it costs around 2 lakh per year, and I told you 6 lakh, and they will teach you nothing in the college, even in the IITs and all. They will teach nothing. So they will teach you nothing for 6 lakh rupees or whatever it is there. The IITs and all, the thing is the brand name is there, you will get a good placement. That is a different thing. And one thing I've seen in the IT, the students know a bit more. They're much more passionate. They will learn coding on their own. But in tier 2 and tier 3 city, tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, nobody learn coding on their own. They will only mug up those theoretical thing and pass the examinations. So that is the thing. So now, why do base now the main question, do you require this 6 lakh college degrees to get a developer job in India, which was our main questions. And I had gone to the history of it. So in my view, it is not required. And if you are a passion, your passion is coding, but the main thing is that your passion should be coding. You should eat, breathe, sleep, code. If you do all these things, then this six, you don't have to waste this 6 lakh rupees. After 12th only, after 11th, after 12th, you do some, you start doing web app development, you start doing those web app development. Yeah, one more thing, don't go here and there. There are only two things, which two fields which will get you a job, which will get you a freelance thing, which will get you a startup job, freelance, everything. Only two things are there. One is web app development, one is mobile development. Nothing else is there. Don't go for the lower end jobs like WordPress developer, PHP developer. No, no. And don't go for about that crazy things like machine learning, AI. There is no job there. Only there are two places in which jobs are there. And I'm telling you by the experience. That is, one is mobile development and one is web app development. Web app development, you have more jobs because uh, a company which is corporate company is there. So corporate company will have some web apps first, means intranet web apps. Everything is web app nowadays. So that has got more jobs than mobile development. It is not like that mobile development, if you know mobile development, you can do anything in mobile development also. But even the mobile development nowadays, it is done through the web app development. Why? Because React Native is there. React Native and Flutter are there. So again, the thing is that React Native is more popular, and it is, you should go with React Native. It is have more support and all those things. Flutter is still in the very basic step. So if you become web app developer, you can become a mobile developer also. So that is the thing. So instead of giving this 6 lakh rupees, you can, I will tell a very good path. Means okay, before even telling the path, let me tell one thing. See, what are the jobs which you can apply? See, India is not US. India, we are still living the British colonial things which were done by British 200 years ago. Means we are still following those things. So we are still in our colonial hangover. It has not gone anywhere. Colonial hangover has not gone anywhere, and the British invented the education system and all because they wanted to have employees and all. So that is still there. Still everybody thinks that the college education is very important and all those things, and still the company thinks like that. So what are the companies? Means as I told, in US only 2 3 kind of companies are there. India there are 5 or 6 kind of companies are there. See, and the first company which is not even there in the US, they are the mass recruiters in India. Mass recruiters, like everybody knows, TCS, Infosys, Accenture, and all those who hires in bulks. Those type of jobs are not in the US, and they hire for some US based projects only, because their 90% business comes from there only. So those are there, and they don't even need a developers. See, as I've told earlier also, the 50% of jobs are production support, so they don't even need a developers. But they, even the production support people, they need to show that what are they are engineers. I don't know why you need engineers for a support job, but they do like that. Okay, so they don't need developers, and the rest of the 50% developers who are there, yeah, there are 50% developers are there. We all always forget about those 50% developers in the mass recruiters. So those 50% developers are there, and most of them are mediocre developers. Means I've seen all the projects. Means what happens, if you suppose a project comes, and a big project comes, generally a lot of these companies get big projects. So it will require a 30 people front end developers and 20 back end developers. Okay, so what will happen out of those 50 people? Around 30 people will be pathetic. Only 30, I'm telling very that 30 people, not, no, I am totally wrong. Around 40 people will be pathetic, and 10 people will be good. So the first thing is that most of them, they pick up from the tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, the students who are not passionate about anything in life. Okay, so they just go there and they give them 15,000 salary, 15 to 20,000 salary. What happens in 15 to 20,000 salary in a metro city in India? Nothing. Still they're giving that much only. So they're not passionate about coding, they're not passionate about anything, just going there. And the 10% people, 10% out of 50, those 10 people, they completes the project actually. And these people, they will change some color or something like that. So that is there. So what I was saying, yeah, those mass recruiters are there who hires people like this, and average or bad developers they hire. Okay, and so they require a degree, and they sometimes have very very strict criteria, like you have to have 75%, you have to have a honors degree. So that is also a problem. Because of that, a lot of people from the tier to tier 3 cities, they don't tier to colleges, they don't learn coding. They mug up. Okay, I'll mug up, I'll get 75%, then I'll go to some mass recruiter. So that is their aim in life. So how will they go? How will they learn coding? They don't know no coding. So that's the problem. So that is there for the mass recruiters and all. So what is the solution? What I want to say. So the thing is there, the next type of companies. So you don't want to go to that mass recruiters. You don't want to waste this 6 lakh rupees in the colleges. This 6 lakh rupees you don't want to waste. A lot of students someone pinged me that I dropped out after first year of engineering. But still the 6 lakhs is very less, and most of the parents won't understand these things, and they will force you to do this. Most of the middle class parents won't understand these things. That's engineering is a waste of your money. This 6 lakh rupees is a waste. If you invested in some other place, you will get a much better result. If you invested in a 1 lakh or 2 lakh, there is a boot camp goes, they take around 3 lakh 2 lakh rupees. Not a boot camp, they just specializes in putting you in a fang. And fang, as I've told, in India also, it doesn't require any college degree or something, but fang requires you to be very good in DS and algo, and that is a very different thing. So as not just I've told, in India also you can get a fang job, but you require two things. One, you need to be very good in development. Yeah, that is also required. Some of the fang company just asks you to code a chessboard in 2 hours, the complete game of chess in 2 hours on their system. How will you do that? Okay, so those things are there, but DS and algo is also required. So it is not that easy to go into fang, but you don't require a college degree. Yeah, you don't need to waste this 6 lakh rupees. And the thing is that, but if you don't do a college degree, I want you not to target for fang first, And the thing is that you cannot target for a lot of other companies like the mass tech tutors, you cannot target, and even the smaller service companies you cannot target, because engineering is a mandatory thing there. And engineering plus 75%, that is also mandatory in 90% of the companies. Okay, so you cannot target service companies, big medium service companies you cannot target. Product companies, you have to see whether it is there or not. Product companies, like all the product companies are in India, like Cisco and all, but I think in them also it is not required, but you have to check. Every product company is different. Now, all us see, every US company is in India for cost reasons. So that is there, but I think the Indian product company like Zoho, they don't require any college degrees, so you can go to that. See, there is a story which came some time back. uh, this is a story. uh, Security guard who was working in Zoho and he become a developer. This was a top story some time back, and this is the way. Means I saw in Zoho type of companies, which is a homegrown product based company, it is not required. And the main thing is that you should target, if you don't want to go for a college degree, you should target two type of things. One is you should target the startups. No startup require, startups only require one thing, which is React.js knowledge. React.js and React.js, nothing else they require. All a startup requires you to have a React.js knowledge. So one thing is that. And the second thing is you should target the freelancing. See, a lot of people hate freelancing and all. No, it is not like that. And freelancing is not about WordPress and all. Excuse me, it is not about WordPress. If you do React.js freelancing, you'll be on the top of the world. So for that, I will show you someone's LinkedIn profile. I want to show someone's LinkedIn profile, and I'm showing. Yeah, so that person I admire a lot. Means he was a PHP developer in Kolkata. And see, smaller cities, what happens, a lot of PHP and WordPress developers development are there. So he changed his career completely. So you are seeing a lot of DevOps, but he is a guy who is not just a DevOps. He is a guy who knows a lot of development also, because he knows React.js, he knows Node.js. He started like that, and then he moved into DevOps. And he know, yeah, DevOps is also a very good thing to be in. Everybody wanted DevOps. Every small medium startups and everything need developer. But the main usb of this person is that he had grown so much. See, he had got 37,000 followers and got a very good YouTube channel also. So he's a teacher also, but he's an independent contractor. So I follow him a lot and I know about him a lot. So he's an independent contractor. The thing is that today he have got offers from every companies on this planet. Okay, from FANG companies to every startup in Bangalore, he has got offer from every company, because he's a guy who is a developer also and a DevOps also. So, but his thing is that he never wanted to leave his hometown of Kolkata, and he always wanted to work from there. So what he does independent contract for US clients, for European clients, and a lot of them, and he get a very good job. And plus he is also a teacher, but I think that is his part time. The main thing is that he is a independent contractor, and he always does that. So independent contractor freelance can give you a lot of money, and he earns a lot of money. So it is not like that you can't do freelancing. So at startups, you can work for a startups or for a freelancing, and that is the main thing. And freelancing is like that, you can start with small, and you can go have a team also. He doesn't have a team, but I know a lot of people who have gone like that. From small they have started, from 1 or 2% they have started, and they blew up. They have means they had prepared a whole company, 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people companies. So they are like agencies, and they are very efficient. There are a lot of stories in India. There is engineer Babu story. You can go through a lot of stories. Okay, so what he did, see, I wanted to tell more thing about it, and I've told about him a lot on my channel earlier. So if you go through his journey, means I will tell another slightly different path, and this is his path. So the path is that, because this kind of things happens only in India, he had done just a BCom or something. Okay, and become something you do. You even in engineering, you don't they don't tell anything, so become of what they will say nothing. And after that he did MCA, and from IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Most of us know what is this. This is a part-time learning, distance learning, but this has got a lot of value. This IGNOU thing. So, and that he did along with his job. And most people who does this, that they do along with their job. So this is another thing. So if you have a degree like this, he doesn't uses this degree anymore. He is telling that he doesn't use this degree anymore because it is not required. But then also sometimes you have to tell your parents, you have to, okay, I am doing something, because in India it is like that. The relatives are there, you have to tell them, okay, my, if someone tells that their kid is 12, only 12 pass, so they will create a lot of problem in India. So you can do this IGNOU if nobody is going to ask from where you have done the MCA or something, but only if it is required. Only if you think that maybe in the future I can go to all type of companies. See, India, the changes are very slow. I think it will take around another 5 to 10 years for the service based companies to drop that engineering thing. But even though the mass recruiters won't drop anywhere, they are going to not drop that in a 10, 15, 20 years, but maybe the small service companies will drop in the next 10 years. That is my prediction, and that will happen in the 10 years. The small service companies will drop that engineering, because they are also seeing that thing, that, see, mass recruiters can hide those mediocre developers, but the small service companies cannot hide those mediocre developers. And development is a passion, it is nothing else, it is just a passion. So that passion doesn't require a college degree. So they are slowly finding out that passionate developers, a lot of passionate developers actually ping me, and they say they don't like college degrees and all. So like this guy also tells openly that he just did the MCA like that. Means it is not that easy to do from IGNOU also. Means you have to study a lot. IGNOU is very reputable. So but why to do that also? But sometimes you need to do. Suppose you want to show in the future that you have done some MCA and all those things, you want to make your parents a bit more happy and all those things, so do that MCA, do that part-time MCA. Yeah, you have to do a lot, you have to hustle a lot, but do it. Do that MCA from IGNOU. And see, as I've told, it costs 2 lakhs for 4 years BE course. AMC is equivalent to BE, which is generally done after graduation, 3 years course in India. And why they're showing this? This cost around 48,000. I don't know whether it is that for the whole. Okay, it is not even for the whole. Okay, it is the total fees of 48,000 only 48,000. I don't know how less it is. 48,000 only. But yeah, you have to learn. Again, they will teach theoretical. Everybody teach theoretical in MC also. So this is something which you want to make your parents also happy, make your relatives also happy. It will of no value. Even if you take that a startup path or a fang path, it will be of no value to you, because they only want your coding skills. They only want your passion. Passion is the main thing. Passion is the main thing in life. Passion is the main thing is coding. So they only want your passion, nothing else. So yeah, you can do this MCA to make your to make your parents happy, or sometime to have this thing. See, this is so down in his profile. If you know, most people won't even go here. Most people will come here and subscribe to his channel and be connected with him, and he's nowhere even telling all these things. So that is there. That is one way, because it's cost penny in India also. 48,000 is nothing in India. So yeah, so and in future, if you think that you want to go to some service companies also sometimes, even these mass recruiters also sometimes have some good jobs are there. And the thing is that in India there are 50 lakh people who are working in the IT service, IT companies. Out of that, I think around 30 lakhs are in the mass recruiters only. And those 30 lakhs needed to be replaced. And they, not every mass recruiter fires, but a lot of mass recruiters fires also on the top level, the managerial level, like a lot of them fire. So those 30 lakhs will already always be there. and only 20 lakhs jobs are being divided into the between the startups and the FANG and product based companies. And most of them require, as I have told earlier, passionate developers. Okay, so let me wind this up. And so yeah, so let me wind this up. And as I've told, if you don't want to have a college degree, there are only 2 3 types of jobs for you, but they are the best job. See, mass recruiter jobs are not the best job, and therefore people who are not passionate about anything in life, passionate about coding or anything in life, if you are passionate about coding, then you will get the best job. You can apply for the best startup are the best way to learn anything. Best way to even the FANG companies take this startup very seriously. If you learn from the start, because you're building a product from the scratch, you'll get the best of the coding. So apply for those startups. Okay, apply for those startups, and go to the startups. If you don't want to have a college degree, do those big freelancing gigs. Those are the thing, and learn DS and algo. After some time, work in a startup for 2 years, learn DS and algo. If you want to go to a FANG, and you can go to a FANG, you don't even need a college degree. And the bonus is that the optional thing is that if you want to make your parents and a relative a bit happy, go for the IGNU course, go for a IGNU MCA. That is my advice. So with this, I will end the stream. Hope you liked it. This will be on my YouTube channel soon, and you all can go through it.